Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the second and last half of chapter 8, which is the importance of prayer. We did leave off talking about joy as prayer and the way that joy and how we express it in our lives is actually a form of prayer. So this is we just read exactly the first half of this chapter. So let's go ahead and finish this up. God's essence is all good. All the good you can think of, and then more. What do you consider good? I speak of love, pure, unconditional love. Courage, not a facade, but true courage to be able to withstand anything, to see anything, to handle anything which comes into your life. To be completely fearless, even if the earth is moved from one place to another. Hope, not the hope of movies or stories, but true hope which knows that God is your help in all situations. Strength, inner strength, which comes from God and does not fall by the wayside when things get tough. The ability to keep on keeping on, to arise in the morning and put one foot in front of the other. Peace, the inner peace which is sincere and deeply felt, not just the ability to remain calm, but to know deep within you that all is well because God is with you. Energy, not like any energy which you receive from a pill or substance, but the inner energy to live life fully, to overcome barriers and barricades set up by your own mind. There are still more elements of God: happiness, wisdom, intelligence, enthusiasm, joy, guidance, protection, and all you could ever need. To be in alignment with God then allows the flow of these energies or elements into your inner being. This does not in any way denote that life will be without problems. It simply means that within you is all you need to confront every situation or circumstance. To be in alignment with God is to be right with God, to be open to the flow of God into your life. And this is the purpose of prayer. Now, we have only spoken of prayer and the benefits of prayer in your life, but no man is an island. We are all interconnected. What you do to improve yourself improves all people. We are truly one genuine and complete whole. When I say we, I speak of people on earth and in every plane, level, or place in God's creations. There are many levels of existence in God's creation. There is still so much more to God's creation. God did not die. He continues to create and to live. God is ever present and ever creating, and all of these creations in the universal cosmos of God are a part of the whole. There are worlds within worlds, heavens within heavens, and universes within universes. There is so much more, so many places in God's creations. God is alive, dear children. He did not simply create this world and then go off to some distant place to rest. God is active and always creative. All of these creations are one whole unit. In this wholeness, we are all one in God. Our link is through God. Our whole eternal life is lived in God. So know that to pray for yourself is not self-serving, but is all incorporating to the whole. As you cleanse from your mind all fear and anger, it is cleansed from the collective mind of humanity. As you pray for peace to enter your mind, it is entering the collective mind also. Keep the thought that all prayer increases the thought of good in the collective mind on earth. Pray also for others, not only for those who are your loved ones, but for all people, because all people are the creations of God. Now perhaps you understand that we are truly all interconnected and interdependent. As you advance through prayer, the whole unit is advanced. As you prepare for all events in your future, all people are prepared. This happens whether they are aware of it or not. Prayer for your preparation and for the preparation of all people. Pray for your preparation, and for the preparation of all people. Pray for this world especially. Pray for the planet as a being. The planet will undergo many tremendous and violent changes. It will be a strain on her. It will change not only that which is on Earth, but the very core of the planet itself. Pray for this beautiful planet in this great cosmos. This is my request to each of you who read this book or hear of these messages. Pray for yourself, for your people, and for this planet. Pray in your own way. If you are accustomed to using a prayer book, do so, but allow one word of caution. Make sure you are sincerely feeling the meaning of the words you speak. Words spoken in rote are not prayer and will not be of any benefit. Your prayers must be heartfelt, and your total concentration must be on your prayers. Pray in whatever position you are accustomed to. Use candles, incense, or any other item which helps you become quiet and serene within yourself. Then pray in your own way. You may pray also by simply opening your mind and heart to God with words or with feelings. Meditations. I wish to address the subject of meditation alone and separate from prayer, but realize that meditation is also a form of prayer. Through the blanking of your mind and allowing God mind to enter into your thoughts, you are truly praying. Consider that meditation is the ability to become quiet, not only in your thoughts, but in your very soul. In meditation, you allow God to fill your entire being with His wholeness. Meditation also has many different components. It is a complete quieting of mind and soul. It is the contemplation of a word or essence of God. It is, at times, a chant or the quieting of your mind and inner stirring of your heart through sound, or the quieting of your inner self through visions. The visions can be man-made or God-made. By this, I mean you can peer deeply into a painting or into the beauty of a rose. The vision could also be a vision of your mind, one which is only in your mind. It could also be a concentration on lights generated by outside forces, or lights which are only seen in the mind. Meditation is the complete quieting of your entire inner self. In this quietness, you allow your soul to be placed in a state of idleness of mind and body. This state of meditation takes much practice. It takes time and fortitude, for the mind is tricky and will simply overwhelm you with thoughts, images, and visions. You will not only see visions, you will hear sounds and feel many new and different sensations. Allow me to reassure you that this will not lead to your mind being possessed by an evil being. Because I know there are a lot of religions who are very against meditation for whatever reason, and things like yoga and your chakras. They have very strong opinions about that. For remember, there is no principle or power greater than God. And through the act of meditation, you invite His great spirit to become one with your entire life. It is simply that God allows each freedom of choice. This freedom of choice includes the freedom to communicate with Him. Another form of prayer is a releasing of all thoughts, feelings, sounds, and concerns. This is a difficult task, but one which will help you tremendously to be in communion with God in ways not available to you through other means. Allow me to give you some instruction in this process. The first step is to choose a special time which can be honored, when you can go apart from those in your household, a time of deep communion with God. Choose the time and then keep this appointment with God. This can be daily, bi-weekly, or weekly as you choose. The important issue is to keep a set time. This process of maintaining your appointment is one which will help your mind to enter the meditation easier. For at the appointed time, your mind will become accustomed to entering the meditation. Then it is imperative to be faithful to your appointment. The length of meditation will vary according to your needs and desires. It does not have to be a long meditation at first. Soon you will find that as the appointed time nears, your mind has already begun the preparations for meditation. The mind itself will aid you in becoming faithful to this form of prayer. The next important issue is to choose a place which is away from distractions, a place which is quiet and undisturbed. Instruct your loved ones of your intention to meditate and tell them not to disturb you. The place should be comfortable, well ventilated, and the condition of the room should be warm with no drafts or cold air. You may either sit in a comfortable chair or the floor. The body is to be placed in a comfortable position, one which you can maintain for a while. Remove all distractions from your environment and keep the noise level to a minimum. Most people would find that when they lie down to meditate, they quickly fall into a deep state of sleep. For this reason, I recommend sitting up. I was actually just going to say that I learned not to lay down to meditate because you fall asleep. And while you think, oh my gosh, I was in such deep meditation that I fell asleep, it's not, it's just sleep. I've done that many a times. Many people find kneeling or leaning on an altar rail comfortable. Now we have the meditation set for a definite time, the room has been prepared, and the loved ones have been instructed. We will proceed, for this is an important form of prayer. All preparation has been completed. At the designated time, enter your special meditating place. Mentally select a special scenario which denotes peace and tranquility. The scene can be by the seashore, or in a meadow, or a mountainside. Any place you have been that gives you the feeling of serenity. This part simply aids your mind to enter into a meditative state. Become aware of your body by giving praise and thanksgiving to God for each part which comes to mind. Then concentrate on your breathing while you release tension and relax. In the beginning, you will find that many thoughts will enter your mind. This is called monkey mind. Do not fight these thoughts, because to resist the thought is to give it power. Simply allow the thought to run its course. If at first the thoughts run wild, do not become too concerned and give up. Simply be aware that in the beginning it will be as if your mind has gone amok. You will find images of people whom you'd forgotten entering your mind. Forgive them and yourself of any wrongdoing. 2 words will suffice: forgiveness and love. Whatever thought enters your mind, think forgiveness and love. Perhaps you find that this is how you spend much of your meditation time. Take as long as necessary to work through this procedure, for to forgive and send love to people is a way to pray. If it is an inanimate object or a scene which comes to mind, forgiveness and love also. As you forgive and love everything and everybody in your life, you are cleansing your inner self of much rubbish. One day you will enter your meditation and find your mind is quieting, but your sensing mechanism is overloaded with feelings. You may feel your entire being is one great sensation. The same procedure will work, forgiveness and love, to all feelings. Or perhaps your mind is overcome with sounds. Do the same, forgiveness and love to all sounds. Every sense will empty its storehouse of all rubbish. These are the thoughts and feelings which are interfering with your direct communion with God. Not that God is limited by these, but the human earthly person is limited by these thoughts and feelings. You may find that it helps to have soft, soothing music playing quietly in the background. Or if this is too much of a distraction, forego the music. Each person will find his needs are different for meditation. Some will be enhanced through music, others will find candles help, others will have a need to enter a church or kneel at an altar. Whatever your inner self needs in order to meditate, then do not analyze the outer trappings. Simply go to the heart of the matter, which is the prayer and meditation. In pure and true meditation, there is a nothingness of all sensations. When you can accomplish this feat, you will find that you are tapping into the great essence of God. You will find that answers to your problems will come to mind at the appropriate times. And this is what you are aiming for, to find your answers, your guidance from God. Every person needs to make time to practice this method of communion with God, because difficult events are still in the future. The harsh storms and the trembling and shaking of earth are yet a little while off. It is in preparation for the coming events that I give this message, that each person may prepare. Each person will have the time to put prayer and meditation into practice. This communication with God will see you through the coming difficult events. Prayer and meditation are for the improvement of your whole, entire spiritual self. The practice of prayer and meditation will be a great help to you in the coming days. Through your mind and in your heart, God will guide you. Not all people will continue life on earth. There will be many who will complete their earthly existence, but you know that you continue to live. You will simply be returning to your home. If it is your choice and God's will for you to continue to live on earth through these trying times, then this will be your lifeline. Be aware that this is your lifeline, whether on earth or in the spirit world. One of the most important reasons I have come to request your prayers and meditations is that as you pray, you erase from the collective consciousness of man all hard emotion and fear, so that in entering a new era, the collective consciousness of man will be as pure as possible. God can and will erase much of the fear, anger, and hard emotions. But through your prayers and meditations, you will be preparing not only yourselves, but the consciousness of mankind. The collective consciousness of man is in need of your prayers. This consciousness is made up of all the lingering thoughts, beliefs, and attitude of man throughout the ages. The future generations will find that their belief system will not be as overloaded with hard, frightening thoughts. Most of the anger, prejudice, and warring will be eliminated. Your children and your children's children will have a better world, a cleaner consciousness. This you can do in two ways: through praying and erasing these same emotions from your inner self, and by praying for your world. As you release and cleanse from your mind, it is being done unto the race consciousness. And if you specifically pray for the world, it will aid the process. To specifically pray for the collective consciousness of man will bring future generations many benefits. Meditate often with the word peace, for through peaceful thoughts and with a peaceful nature, you will be guided through all events in your life. Meditate often with the thought of love, and begin to feel the great love which is in this world, the love which was used to create this beautiful world. Allow the love of God to enter your being, to enter your life, and to enter your relationships. Simply begin a meditation with this thought: God, I open my mind and heart to your wonderful love. Know that as you open your mind and heart, it is also entering into the collective consciousness of mankind for all future generations. And now here is our last topic, which is faith. Faith is very important in your life. Faith is the substance of answered prayers. Without faith, your prayers would only be a repeating of words. Faith in what you cannot see, hear, or touch is very difficult. I understand this, but then spirit is unseen. To work with the very Spirit of God is to work with the unseen, unheard essence. Faith is the substance, the key. Substance is an indication that something can be measured, that it has mass. But the substance of which I speak is not measurable. It is not seen, but it can be sensed. You simply know in your heart that you believe. This creates a feeling of substance. And truly, your faith is what gives your prayers their substance. It is the feeling, the belief, the attitude, which creates the substance of your faith. Faith can be considered the building blocks which God uses to answer your prayers. Faith keeps you connected to God's mind from which all answers flow. Many times while Jesus was on earth, he said, "Your faith has made you whole." He would ask, "Do you believe I can do this?" Because without the faith of the person who is in need, nothing can be done. I believe she's talking about when he would heal people. A lot of people thought that he healed everybody, but he did not. He could tell, even before putting hands on them, who he could heal and who he could not. And he could also tell if that person would remain healed, because he knew that in their consciousness, if they did not repent, and by repent, I do not mean in the way that we're taught traditionally, but in the way that we're learning in this book, he knew that if they did not do this and shift their consciousness, whatever he healed them from would return. So your prayers are answered according to your faith. Do you pray believing, or do you pray with doubt in your heart? Faith is a mental attitude. It's the attitude which ensures that no matter what I cannot see or what I cannot hear, I believe. I believe without doubt that my prayers are now being answered, not in some far-off future time, but now, this moment in time. God is all-powerful. This I believe. God can heal me and the world. This I believe. What do you truly believe? What is the attitude of your belief? What do you expect to happen when you pray? Do you pray with fear in your heart? Do you have doubts? Do you allow anger to enter your heart while you pray? This will work against your receiving the answer you desire. Put all doubt out of your heart by praying to overcome your fears. Pray to have your faith made strong. Ask God to help you understand His goodness. Does this sound phony? It is not. God loves each person on earth with a love which is divine and uncompromising. God will help increase your faith to overcome fear. His help is available to you to clear away all doubt. When you understand the great love of God, then all fear will dissipate. When you can comprehend the goodness of God, you will not doubt. There will be no need for you to doubt or feel fear. Your faith is expressed in many ways. By the confidence you have in God and Spirit, by the confidence you have in yourself. Faith is akin to trust. Do you trust God to give you only good? Do you trust God to provide for you? Prayers without faith are a vain repetition of words. The mere repetition of words will not bring answers into your life or help. Faith comes from the heart. It is a feeling of trust, confidence, an attitude of expectancy. This is why Jesus asked beforehand, "Do you believe I can do this?" He was asking, "Do you trust me? Do you have confidence in me? Can you believe enough to expect this miracle to happen?" And I use miracle loosely because it's something we're all capable of, and therefore, yes, it's a miracle, but at the same time, when we think of miracles in a human term, we think of these things only happening to few people while passing the majority by, but it doesn't have to be that way. So if you're looking at it like that, yeah, it's a miracle because it's possible and it's simply wonderful, but it's also should be the norm, and it's not. That we believe these things are for us, that we believe we're worthy, that we believe in the power of God. The blind were able to see, the lame could walk, and the dead were called forth into physical life. All this because of faith in Jesus' word. It was confidence and trust in God which enabled Jesus to be successful. Their faith made them whole, not Jesus's faith alone, but their faith, along with Jesus's faith, opened the gates of heaven to the miracle. Now Jesus said, "The things I do, you can also." Why is it that no one has been able to accomplish these feats? Because it takes faith, trust, and confidence in God. It takes the ability to see the innate goodness which is God's nature. It requires the trust to go out on a limb, so to speak, to step out and call on your faith and the faith in the hearts of those for whom you pray. People still look for Jesus to return to bring these same kinds of healings into the world. But these same healings are available to all through faith, through prayers, backed with faith. Jesus had confidence and trusted God entirely, but it took the faith of the person seeking the healing to complete the circle, which brought the healing. In all fairness, Jesus was the only one who saw God and felt God in a way that no human being has come close to. All the ascended masters, even Mary herself, never experienced God the way that he did. And I suppose that he had to, because to show people something without seeing what it was that he was trying to show them would have been hard. So it's extra hard for us because we don't get that experience. We don't get that 40 days in the desert. We don't get that pure cleansing and almost oneness with God in a way that he did. So it can be very difficult for people to trust, have faith, and believe, especially the longer we've been here, the more that we've been conditioned into relying on our earthly selves to solve everything and relying on others to help us with that, rather than going within. We're so conditioned to be that way. It required the ability to trust completely, to remain steadfast to this belief, and then confidence in God to bring the healing. It was easy for Jesus to trust God. He could trust completely and totally in God because Jesus knew the love and goodness of God. He told of this over and over. Faith is an energy in the heart which enables the answers to prayer to enter our lives. It does not take much energy of faith to bring results. And faith as an energy can be increased. You increase your faith through use, through the ability to begin to understand the goodness of God. When you can put the image of an angry and capricious God out of the heart, you will gain in faith. When you can begin to see the goodness of God, you will increase your faith. When you begin to get a glimpse of the great love God has for this world, you will trust. You will have the faith to move mountains. So pray and meditate for this world with faith. Trust God to give only good. No matter what happens on earth, how the earth moves or shakes, maintain your faith in the goodness of God. Know that all events, no matter how frightening, are for the good of this world, that we are one with God and we are one in God. Okay, so that completes chapter 8. And I believe that we will be reading our last, we have 2 chapters left in this book. So the next chapter is called The After Time, which is chapter 9. And it's pretty short, so I'm going to be able to read this in one video. And then we have a chapter that I've been looking forward to quite a bit, and that is the last chapter, which is a message from Jesus. And I believe this too is not too terribly long. So I'm fairly confident that the last 2 chapters that we can read in one video. Thank you all so much for joining me. I love you all very much. And in the next chapter, or in the next video, we will of course move on to chapter 9, titled The After Time. Until I see you again, take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. I love you all so much, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.